you decide to market your brand is how you show up in the world. Just Marketing is committed to making a difference through being and building ethical, anti-racist, and equitable businesses. If we haven't met yet, my name is Meg Brunson, my pronouns are she, her, and Just Marketing combines my mission to build a more accessible and inclusive world with my expertise in the digital marketing space. Let's do this. All right, let's talk about how to write a good hook that leaves your audience hungry for more. We all have important messages that we want to put out there into the world. We all want to reach a wide audience. We all want to stop our readers in their tracks with content that wows them. But how do we do that? That's the age-old question, right? The answer is kind of simple. It's by using a powerful hook. So a hook is a well-crafted first sentence that captures your audience's interest from the start. Like a fine glass of Prosecco, your introduction needs to entice your reader to want more. The secret element of any hook is creating curiosity. Whether you do that by asking a question, making an unusual statement, or using another strategy, that's totally up to you. In a world where TikTok's popularity is rising and people's attention spans are shrinking, you have to stand out among your competitors. But how exactly do you do that? Don't worry. I am going to show you how to create the perfect scroll-stopping hook that will grab your audience's attention and get them, well, hooked. There are 3 types of hooks that tend to pique curiosity. First, you can start with a strong quote or statistic. You want to try to impress your readers with a statistic that you found on the internet or share a quote by a famous figure. A quote or a stat can impact your reader and drive them to learn more about that topic. But before you hit the publish button, do your research. Your goal is to position yourself as an expert in your field by sharing accurate information. You don't want to include a random statistic or a quote that isn't relevant to your article and the topic that you're talking about. Next time you include a statistic, or next time you want to include a statistic, head to reputable sources such as Data Reportal, Statistica, OECD, NOMA, GWI, or Stu.U. All of those sources will be linked in the show notes. Secondly, you can warm up your audience with a question. Even Shakespeare asked, to be or not to be. So why not use the curious nature of humans to your advantage? What's so great about questions? Well, they make your reader intrigued. After coming up with their answer, they quickly want to check to see if they were correct. And maybe they don't have an answer, and that's when their curiosity will come into play, encouraging them to check out your post, the rest of your post. However, don't rely on yes or no questions for your hook to be successful. Instead, think about something a little bit more complex. Your audience will be eager to test their knowledge. According to Masterclass, you should always answer part of the question, but leave room for some mystery. Your reader is more inclined to continue reading your story. This way, you keep their focus without leaving them frustrated. The third approach to a strong hook is to leverage storytelling. So if content is king, then storytelling is emperor. Stories are an amazing method to connect more with your audience and thus increase your trust and like factor, that know, like, and trust factor. You're not sold on this idea yet? According to an experiment by journalists Rob Walker and Joshua Glenn, the perceived value of an item increases by almost 3% when you pair a story with a product. How is that possible? Stories have such a significant impact on our brain that it releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes trust. Clients relate to you more, making it a winning formula for increasing sales ethically. They're happy to share your content and helping you expand your reach. It's important to keep your writing fun and light. Keep them entertained or inspired. Put your product in a positive light and showcase real-life examples. However, don't stress too much over what you write. You don't need to be the next best-selling author. There's just one keyword you have to keep in mind here, and that's relatability. You have a diverse audience, so be kind and respectful when sharing your posts. We should mind the language that we use and the ideas that we promote. Sometimes we have to shift the way that we market ourselves because we should value making a positive impact over big numbers. Now, of course, We have to address just marketing when it comes to writing hooks. You may be wondering how to ensure your hook is just. When writing an attention-grabbing hook, it's important to keep just marketing standards in mind. This means that we want to avoid false or misleading claims, and we want to make sure that our hooks accurately reflect the product or services that are being offered, and that we're not making claims that are intended to exploit people's emotions, vulnerabilities, or insecurities. So here are a few ethical considerations to keep in mind when you're writing your hooks. Number 1 is truthfulness. Avoid making false or misleading claims about the product or service. This not only violates just marketing principles, but it can also lead to legal consequences. Yikes. Number 2, transparency. Be clear and transparent about the product or service that's being offered. Make sure that the hook accurately reflects what the customer can expect to receive. Number 3, respect. Avoid using emotional or psychological tactics that exploit people's fears, insecurities, or vulnerabilities. That type of manipulation is unethical and it can harm your reputation. Number 4 is responsibility. Take responsibility for the impact of your marketing and make sure that your hook does not harm any people in any way. By following these just marketing standards, your hooks will not only capture the attention of your target audience, but they'll also respect and protect their interests. So which type of hook is the best type of hook? The choice is yours. Everybody has their own style, and I encourage you to experiment. So you might test around with your hook the first few times until you find that sweet spot. You may publish your first 5 posts, and maybe they don't get a lot of traction, but the strategy in the 6th one will be the real winner. The key is to test, retest, keep on testing, always be testing. Collect as much data as possible in order to determine what strategy works best for your business and what strategy works best for your audience. Until next time, happy hooking. Just kidding. Bye for now.
Okay, y'all. I know this podcast is full of recommendations for ensuring your marketing is just, and trying to remember all the things can be overwhelming. Luckily, you don't have to rely on memory alone. Before you post your next piece of content, be sure to download the Just Marketing Checklist so that you can ensure that everything is as accessible and inclusive as possible. You can download that resource at justmarketingchecklist.com. You may already know, but we've made Just Marketing accessible to you however you prefer to consume your content. You can subscribe and listen on your favorite podcast player, subscribe on our YouTube channel to watch the videos, or read the transcriptions on the blog and subscribe there as well. I would appreciate honest reviews wherever you are consuming this content. And of course, if you would share this resource with anyone who is or should be on a just marketing journey. Thank you so much for being with us again today. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.